A young college woman refuses to believe that early pregnancy termination outside of extreme circumstances is evil and wrong. Okay. And she seems very confident in the beginning of this video, but by the end of this video, her confidence drops to the floor, and even the crowd disagrees with her and sides with Charlie Kirk. I think y'all should watch this. Very informative, and it was also a good watch. And hopefully she learned some things and the people in the crowd learned some things after this video. Okay, let's go ahead and hop into this video, watch it, and react to it. Before we do me a quick favor. Hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm so that this video can reach more people like yourself. I truly appreciate you guys, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and tap that subscribe button, and let's hop into this video right now.
It's all right if you have an opinion. I'm saying it's not all right if you don't understand how the female reproductive system works.
Okay, so pop quiz. When does heartbeats begin for babies in utero?
Have you ever eaten an egg before? Yesterday.
That argument has been debunked so many times. An unfertilized egg will not produce a chicken, no matter how long that chicken sits under a mama chicken. It will not be produced unless it was a fertilized egg. Then obviously it would be birth of a chicken. Okay, a chicken would come from that.
Or no? Have you ever eaten an egg before?
Scrambled, yeah.
Okay, so would that be you scrambled a full chicken?
Well, hold on. You understand that it takes an egg to be fertilized?
Right, uh-huh.
Yeah,
but
uh-huh.
Your
yeah.
point, the whole point you're making is
hold
that
on. So,
a baby...
Since we're doing pop quiz on like human development, so when exactly do heart waves begin in utero?
You know that, but you don't know the four
Hold on, no, tell me when heartbeat...
I don't know.
Okay, you don't know.
No.
So wait, hold on. So you're trying to say I know more about the woman reproductive system than you do?
I am a woman, so yes.
Yes, okay, well, but the point being is we could both go back and forth of like independent trivial facts when it comes to the woman's reproductive system, but here's something we all know, because God wrote this on the human heart of every individual, as it says in the book of Romans. We know deep down it's wrong to murder a baby.
You're not murdering a baby. It's not a baby.
Okay, well, let's play this out. What is it then?
It is an embryo, which is not a baby.
Well, okay, so it's a fertilized embryo.
Correct, which is not a baby.
So at what point does it become a baby?
When it is born.
Oh.
I don't agree with abortions up to full-term abortions.
Well, hold on, but you said it becomes a baby when it's born.
Yes.
Then why would you have abortion limits before it's born? I thought it's just an embryo. So embryo rights?
No, the embryo rights aren't a thing.
But then where would you draw a line for abortion then, and why, and under what moral standard?
There are medical reasons not to have an abortion.
No, that's not the question. That's not the question.
You just asked me why would I not have an abortion full term for medical reasons.
Okay, so at 29 weeks, the baby is nearly fully developed, can recognize the mother's voice, has a heartbeat, has brain waves. Is it okay to abort that baby?
It's not okay, but you're gonna say it's okay to have an abortion then. I don't understand what you're trying to say. It's not okay to have an abortion ever? How
Correct.
about 3 weeks in?
Correct. No abortion. Correct.
Why?
Well, because your life started at conception.
It did not, though. It did not.
Well, hold on. So let's play this out. So who are you as an individual? From your skin color to your eye color to your likes, your dislikes, from your temperament to your everything.
I am not an embryo. I'm a person.
Hold on a second. But it started with something called deoxyribonucleic acid. And your own individual DNA started at the point of egg and sperm meeting. That's where your journey started. And so from that point in particular, life begins. Not at birth, not at first words, not at first steps, but when your DNA, which is who you actually are. You are your DNA. Every one of your DNA cells is coded XX or XY. It's coded with all of your unique characteristics and attributes that we believe God individually curated for the rest of your life. That doesn't happen at 8 weeks or 10 weeks. It happens at conception.
What happens if you need a medical abortion?
And if you want to go even further, this is Jeremiah. The Lord said to Jeremiah, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations." And so, of course, God was talking to Jeremiah, but this does bring up a good fact that God knows us even before we're formed, and God can see us, and he can see the end of our life from the beginning of our life before we're even born. And so for us to try to choose whether or not a person lives or dies, I think is it's evil, especially if that person has done nothing wrong, especially if that person is is sinless, is a baby, is being developed in the mother's womb. It is wrong to say that person should die or live. I know that there are extreme circumstances where like maybe a mother's going to pass away, or maybe the child is, severely sick, and I don't know. There's certain circumstances where there's gray areas where there may be, have to have some conversation about it. But the fact of the matter is, if there's a healthy baby being born, why would we take the life away from that baby? For what reason?
The only place where medical abortion is necessary is before 20 weeks, which is incredibly rare.
What if she will die? What if the mother will die?
Hold on a second. So let's take, for example, like this is a very important question. Let's say it's 27 weeks, okay? And the mother will die. Why shouldn't, you could agree, why don't we just have the baby delivered by cesarean section? You know what a cesarean section is, right?
Yes.
What is a cesarean section?
A C-section?
Yeah, why wouldn't we just put the baby out by C-section instead of terminating it?
Because if the mother will die, it's not safe to do that.
You remove the baby.
I understand.
Threat removed.
I know what a C-section is.
But it's actually safer than an abortion. So every time they say, this is for you guys, they say, oh, you need to have abortion for medical reasons, respond, then have a C-section.
What if you're not able to have a C-section? What if you are on your deathbed, you need to have an abortion right now?
Well, again, but...
And it's illegal. You can't, so you have to die.
First and foremost, C-section is safer, C-section is quicker, and a C-section saves both lives. A C-section
The baby is already dead, you just said.
No, but even... No. Hold on a second. You're saying if the baby's already dead, then it isn't even an abortion, right? Then you're talking about a removal of a carcass, which is a completely different medical operation.
So you're saying that's okay if you're having...
If you're If you're removing a carcass of a baby, that is not an abortion. By definition,
it's the same process.
No, it's completely different. During an abortion, they actually inject the spinal fluid with cyanide poisoning as the baby squirms and tries to find its mother, and it is gasping for air of life. Have you ever watched an abortion? It is
Have
one
you?
of the... Yeah, actually I have. And I encourage every human being to watch one to know what you are fighting against. Because when you see abortion, you will have your life will be changed. That we allow the massacre of 1.5 million babies a year under the guise of woman reproductive health. We are allowing babies every single year to just say, we're going to discard them. Why? Oh, they're smaller. They're not humans. You're using dehumanizing language saying, oh, it's an embryo. No, that's a baby made.
1.5 million is crazy. That's crazy. That's wild. Even one is too much. 1.5 million, like, man, how are we any different from some of the most infamous people in the world? How are we any different?
In the image of God, deserving of protection.
What do you do with those children once they're born into a bad household?
So now we've transitioned to, like, what do you do with the kids?
Right.
Glad we're past the other part of the argument, okay? What do you do with them? There's twice as many people on the adoption waiting list than there are abortions every single year.
And they're still on the list. So you want to send a child into an orphanage? Well, is that what you want for a child? Is that a good life for a child?
No, I'm not advocating that. In fact, I'm advocating to make it easier to be able to adopt, number one. Number two, there's no such thing as an unwanted child. Number three, it is never right to justify the mass elimination or termination of people under the guise of saying they're unwanted. That's how we get Auschwitz. That's how we get the greatest horrors of the 20th century. Those people are unwanted.
So you're comparing abortion to the Holocaust?
Absolutely, I am. In fact, it's worse. It's worse.
It's really not. I don't think it is.
It's 45 million babies. It's nearly 8 times worse than the Holocaust. What's the moral difference between a small baby in the womb and a grown Jew who was killed at Auschwitz? What's the moral difference? One is older.
Is a person?
What species is the baby in the womb?
It's a human, but
therefore they should have human rights.
No.
They should have human rights.
I do not agree.
Oh, so small humans, no human rights. Grown humans, human rights.
It's not a small human. It's an embryo.
You just said it was a human species.
It's not a living human child.
Wait, it's not a what?
It's not a child.
But
it's not a living child.
it has a heartbeat. It has brain
that does
waves.
not make it a child.
But tell me when it becomes a child then.
I already told you when it is born.
Again, so under every other objective definition, you see guys how quickly the pro-abortion arguments fall apart with just the slightest questioning? But our position is one rooted not in feelings, not in personal autonomy, but one in biological consistency and reality. That your life had an agreed upon starting point, that starting point should be protected and preserved. And the excuses given for abortion is dehumanization. Oh, it's just an embryo. Guys, that's just using different language to justify the massacre of something smaller than you. That's all that it is.
I would be embarrassed to have her as a friend, a family member, a child. Like, every argument that she put out was refuted with facts, and she still couldn't accept it. And she even said at one point that it was a human. He asked, what species is this? And she said human. So since this is a human, since the human is inside of a person's belly because they chose to have done certain things to produce a human, now, since it can't just walk out and work a job, it's not as important. It's not as valuable. I think that is insane. I think that is insane. We as people, we just refuse to accept responsibility that if we make a child, we should take care of that child, and by any means necessary. And there are tons of government programs, especially in America, that can help you take care of your children and help you get on your feet, and you can work and work and work. And how about not messing up the nuclear family? How about getting married and raising children together so that the mother can be a mother and the father can be a father, and letting these children have hope for a future? Sick. If you don't know his name's Charlie Kirk, the guy that was debating her, and he's awesome. He's been one of the leading representatives as far as demolishing pro-abortion movements, and he is really wise, and he has a really good channel. So check his channel out if you want to see more things such as that, okay? Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section, all right? If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and hit the post notification bell so you do not miss another video. My name's Aaron Page. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Until next time, I'm out.